Hello, Hawaiian families. This is Mrs. Lozano. I have in this video very important information about our reopening, which will be happening this Monday, April 12th. Group A, Monday and Tuesday, and Group B, Thursday and Friday, which will be April 15th and 16th. I will not be reading every single slide. I am going to send it to you and ask you that you actually look at everything. I'll be pointing out very, very important information that I need you to be aware of. Number one, understanding that these are policies and procedures by the public health agencies, and we must follow them. And we will be counting with your support to ensure that we keep your children and our staff safe. So, before arriving to school, uh, as we mentioned to you, there has to be a daily pre screening that is done at home for your children that will be here attending school. You will be getting an email. Unfortunately, every day, you only have to complete it on the 2 days that your children or your child comes to in school instruction. You'll receive it every morning. Please answer honestly. If you do know that your child is not feeling well, make sure that they stay home. When your children stay home, they should be attending a virtual academy, virtual classes with, their teacher, just like they were doing before, unless they truly are, not feeling well and they're not able to do so. If your child is sick, you can always, of course, give us a call so that we can note that on their attendance. Now, if you are having any issues with the electronic pre screening healthy questionnaire, we will have to make specific arrangements because this is a documentation that I must keep. And so let's make sure that we discuss this. Now, that's why I am asking all our parents on the first day of their cohort to stay and meet with me outside, for a few minutes just to make sure that you're getting that email, or if we need to make specific arrangements. So please, a parent or adult must accompany the children for sure on the first day. And that way we can make sure that all of this is settled. The health pre screening questions are very specific to your child. And so, as I mentioned, make sure that you complete it before you arrive here at Hawaiian. You should be able to do it from your phone. If you will be using transportation, bus, the district transportation, know that you must follow all of the requirements as well. And know that there's going to be also pre screening, and they're also are going to be providing students with a pass. However, all of that will be happening probably that first week. So be patient. Arriving at school, any parent family member that comes to school to drop off students must always be wearing a mask, and please abide by the 6 feet distance. We are asking for a safe and quick drop off. Please remember that we'll have more traffic and we want to avoid any accidents. um, all students will be screened upon arrival. It includes the temperature check. And of course, if they don't make it through that, we will be calling you. So if you say, well, I'll be waiting in the parking lot, but if you did the pre screening at home, then you should know that your child, will be okay. Um, the earliest that you could drop off students at Hawaiian is going to be 8 o'clock. You cannot bring me children before 8 because I do not have any supervision. School starts at 8:30. My recommendation is for you to arrive between 8 and 8:20. That way we go through the screening, your child walks directly to their classroom, take out the computer and gets ready, for their day. We are going to have two clearly marked entries. I'm going to show you the signs in a minute. And what I'm asking you to do, if your children have coming with older siblings, is that the older comes then through the gate that is assigned for the younger student. They will have their screening temperature checked right there. The older student will walk the youngest to the classroom, and then he or she goes directly to their classroom. For K through second grade students without siblings, we are encouraging an adult to stay with them at the door, at the gate, in line, to make sure that we follow that process. And my hope is that, students will get used to the routine and we won't need that, in a couple of weeks. We will have additional adults, helping with supervision, because also know that at this time, unfortunately, volunteers are not allowed. These are the two signs that I was mentioning to you, that are going to be clearly posted on our fences. This is the lower grade gate. The only thing is that we have to mention room 302 and 303 because Mrs. Weiser is actually a third grade teacher now, but she's still in room 303. 302 is second grade Mr. Garcia. This is the upper grade gate, and we have fourth through sixth, but it's the same situation where Miss Yoshisuka is a third grade teacher in 701, but Miss Hakola kept her room 704, but she is our second grade teacher. You will see here the names, grade levels, and the room numbers of all our teachers. All of the rooms have the names clearly, a poster there so that students know where they're going to be going. We wanted to have this quick video to model for the students, so make sure that you share this with them. Let me go ahead and share it with you right now.
Good morning, temperature. Normal temperature. Sanitizer, please.
In the other gate, we will be just using a handheld thermometer.
The students are now waiting to use the restroom. There's one line for the restroom. They're standing on the yellow eagles. The student doesn't see an eagle, but he knows that he needs to be 6 feet apart. These students have come back from recess and are ready to go back into their classroom. They are standing on the blue dots. They're doing a great job at staying 6 feet apart. Blue dots are for you to line up before you go in your classroom. So we're making sure that everyone is safe. At the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
And so this quick video is just to show you, some of the measures that we have to implement. Please make sure that you talk to your children about it and make sure that they see the video. This next slide is going to show you the schedule for kindergarten. Right now on our schedule, we have kindergarten on cohort B, which is Thursday and Friday, and we have the times. Very important to note that students must bring their computer and their charger. But the computer should be charged already. Every day, when they come to school, make sure that it's already charged. Oh, this is the one for first and sixth grade. I'm sorry. And for first and sixth grade, we are asking that you also, in addition, bring, three pencils, two or three pencils, a notebook, and a whiteboard and eraser. Your teachers will let you know what else they would need. So know that that's just something we're gonna give you more information, and the teachers will still be posting everything on the students Google Classroom. This one is the one for kindergarten. The only thing they have to bring is their computer in the backpack that we provided at the beginning of the school year. And again, we have a copy of the schedule here. We also actually posted this in the Google Classroom. Just a few slides that remind you what are the kinds of face coverings that we do expect students to have, and of course for them to wear it properly. And we want you to be aware of what the classroom experience will be like. And so remember that students will be in their own group or cohort. There will be no mixing. Classrooms are already arranged so that students are 6 feet apart and facing in the same direction. It's going to be important that students follow all our expectations and rules. There is no sharing of materials or supplies, and they need to remain seated working in their computers, because please remember that teachers have other students that are in learning virtually. One more thing that is important for you to be aware is that for safety reasons, we cannot have single students in classrooms with their teacher. If that happens to be the case, because we do have some classrooms with only two students, we will make arrangements for that day so that we can move them to another area where they can be supervised. Um, Oh, I'm sorry. If this is something that you have a concern with, please make sure to let me know. At lunchtime, again, students will remain in their classroom, and in the video we showed you that it's already marked where students may be seated so that they're 6 feet apart. Lunch is only 30 minutes, and that's the only time they can remove their mask. After that, students will have to wear their mask again. And all students receive the free meal, and they also can take home free breakfast. If students want to bring their own lunch, that would be okay, as long as it is appropriate for school. And it has to come with them first thing in the morning. So you cannot drop off lunch after students have already come into class. Again, there is no breakfast served at school. We do have water refilling stations. The drinking fountains are not available for use. So please, please, please make sure that your child brings a reusable water bottle, because we need to make sure that they're hydrated. Of course, we continue reinforcing our hand washing. Um, our school is going to be kept clean. The classrooms are going to be, sanitized and disinfected. Lunch tables will be cleaned. Dismissal time. Please, parents, please, please, please make sure that you pick them up on time. I'm going to share with you in a few minutes how we're going to have outside signs in areas for students to be picked up. But the part here that I want your help with is understanding that anyone who comes to pick up a child needs to also maintain proper distance, wearing a face mask, and giving, a good example to the students that are on campus. Teachers will be helping with supervision, but this is not the time for you to be talking to the teachers. The district is requesting that teachers continue to have meetings with parents virtually. So please know that the teachers will be happy to talk to you, but we ask you that you please make an appointment. And as well, if you need to stop by the office for something, give us a call first. So the dismissal is at 1:25 for all students. The students who are walking by themselves, we should know because you let us know that they had permission to do so. We're asking again older siblings to make sure that they gather the younger siblings, and there will be an area outside of our school where they will wait for parents or adults to pick them up. Second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth grade students, they will all have a designated area outside the gate to be picked up. It doesn't mean that you have to get out of the car and get them. It means that as soon as they see you, then the student can go to the curb and you can, drive home. Um, that's why they're going to be outside. Now, for the little ones, for K and first, we do ask that if you're driving, that you park and then please come and pick up that student at the gate. Those are the students that will be in the gate, and you will see, the sign. Um, Important that families know that immediately after you pick up your children, please no congregating and go home. If you need to get a hold of us, we continue, of course, with office hours from 7:30 to 4 o'clock. Remind messages, Hawaiian Facebook, and our Hawaiian webpage. What happens if your child gets sick at school? Well, we will have to send the child, and if there's any siblings, they will have to be sent home as well. A nurse will be calling to follow up. If it is COVID symptoms related, students will need to isolate. Isolation will last at least 10 days unless they are cleared to return by a doctor. Illness for any other reason will be handled on a case by case basis. But the nurse is the one that is going to give parents guidance about when the child may return to school. So, what is our response to a COVID situation at Hawaiian? So, we will ask students to isolate or quarantine for at least 10 days. If you, the parent or guardian, reports that a student had a test, has tested positive, if you tell us that someone in the home, in the household, tested positive, if we notify you that a member of the student group or cohort tested positive, or if we determine that there was a close contact with someone at the school who tested positive, we will be sending students home if we see symptoms consistent with COVID 19. And again, this will be determined by the nurse. And of course, if we determine that the student was exposed to a person who tested positive. How we will handle, student illness, we do have an area, a health screening room, where students will go. The staff, nurse staff, will then evaluate and will let us know if we need to contact family members for the child to be picked up, right away. We need to make sure that your contact information is up to date, phone numbers, appropriate, correct contact names. Remember that a positive case may lead to the closure of the classroom, several classrooms, or the entire school, and that we have a responsibility to notify the County Department of Health. Also, know that we need to be aware, especially because we want to prevent the spread of COVID. If there is any positive cases or exposure at home for students that are coming to our cohorts, our groups. So please make sure to let us know. All the information that you share with us is absolutely confidential. The following pages just give you additional resources that we have for you. I just wanted to make sure that you had, this information. I look forward to seeing you on Monday or on Thursday for those that are on Cohort B. If you have any questions, please do call the office. Right now, we're still on spring break, but you can leave us a message or you can also text me on the Remind app. I'm the only one that gets those messages. Thank you again, and we will see you soon.